All right, welcome back. My name is Dave. This is the Radical Independent. This is a little podcast that I've decided to put together to talk about Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who has officially filed paperwork to run for President of the United States. And it's incredible. Well, you knew it was going to happen, but it's absolutely incredible what the media is doing to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. It's totally in the playbook. You want to see what happens when somebody opposes the narrative. Oh, he's a vaccine skeptic. He's a rabid. Oh, he's rabid. He's got rabies. The guy's got rabies. Maybe he needs a vaccine if he's got rabies, right? I mean, don't they have vaccines for that? Anyway, from Vanity Fair, this is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. So they're blaming Steve Bannon, who contrived this, according to a few people who follow this stuff. And I don't remember Steve Bannon talking about Kennedy running for president. And so he could sow chaos on the left. You know what? This isn't about left and right anymore. Kennedy also has ties to other shady figures in Donald Trump's orbit. In July of 2021, this is from Vanity Fair. This is American journalism today, people. This is absolutely insane. So follow this. In July of 2021, as the right's hysteria over COVID-19 vaccines was in full swing, it's just our hysteria, it's nobody else, just the people. You know what it is? There's this, and there are many people who have gone to these rallies with Del Bigtree and others, and they're people from all across the political spectrum. So apparently there was a picture where Kennedy was posing with Roger Stone. Roger Stone, the notorious dirty trickster of the Republican Party, and Michael Flynn, the former Trump national security advisor turned QAnon influencer. Ooh, QAnon, right? The picture was reportedly taken at an event hosted by Reawaken America, a Christian nationalist touring group made for and by QAnon followers, anti-vaxxers, and election deniers. A crowd that, needless to say, has very little overlap with the Democratic voters Kennedy would need to win a primary bid. I will say this. I've talked to a number of people who are either, not affiliated with a political party or are what I would call old school progressives who say, yeah, I'd vote for Kennedy. I'd vote for him. Now, no mention here about how his father was killed, how his uncle was killed. Vanity Fair must be on the take, right? Look, I don't get my political information from Vanity Fair. Here's what they conclude here. It is more than likely, then, that Kennedy is part of an oddball right-wing plot to pester Biden in what could otherwise be a mostly contested primary or uncontested primary. As for now, self-help author Marianne Williamson, who, by the way, thinks the war in Ukraine is a great idea, Marianne Williamson, she's the only other Democrat in the race. The 80-year-old president has yet to reveal his re-election plans. Kennedy showed interest in the 2024 race last month, floating the idea casually in a Twitter post. Help me decide whether to run for president, he wrote. If it looks like I can raise the money and mobilize enough people to win, I'll jump in the race. Yeah, he later published a best-selling book, which they didn't talk about in 2021, attacking Anthony Fauci and Bill Gates. His anti-vax charity, I don't know if it's a charity, it's an actual organization that helps kids who are injured by these wonderful medical products, has reportedly raked in 6.8. I hate the writing. Can I just say I hate these people who I don't know. What do you guys major in at Vanity Fair and all these stupid publications? Find the words, he's anti this and anti that. Guess what? I'm anti child abuse. I'm anti domestic abuse. I'm anti hurting children. There's a lot of things you can be anti. Anti Federal Reserve. How's that one? I mean, folks, what is going on with the world today? Seriously. So out of the box, this guy is getting destroyed out of the box because he criticized Anthony Fauci and Bill Gates, two of the world's greatest people, according to Vanity Fair. They raked in $6.8 million, a drop in the bucket, by the way. They raked it in since the start of the Thingdemic and released a film claiming that these wonderful products are being used surreptitiously. And they're, again, I don't know what that even means with regard to what the organization actually believes about these products. Last year, he went so far to say that the Jews were freer in Hitler's Germany than, well, there was a time, maybe that was hyperbole, maybe that was going too far than people that didn't want to take this stuff, but there were similarities. Oh, he later apologized for the remark. Okay, so, there's so much hyperbole. Didn't the things that Nancy Pelosi has said, Maxine Waters, and they never criticize those people because they go along and they're great. And of course, the picture they have of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is one where he looks angry and kind of mean and nasty. The article written by Alessandro, or no, that's actually the picture. Alessandro took the picture. Caleb Ekarma wrote this piece of trash. So this is the headline, though. The rabid anti-vaxxer, he's rabid, and nephew of John F. Kennedy, reportedly, like, that's not a good thing. Oh, he's the nephew of John F. By the way, he's the nephew of John F. Kennedy. Reportedly launched his 2024 campaign, reportedly, on the advice of Steve Bannon, who thought he'd make for a great chaos agent in the Democratic Party. So this is Steve Bannon's fault that we have Robert F. Kennedy Jr. This isn't, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. had a meeting with Trump, and Trump basically wanted to investigate what's going on with these wonderful products, these amazing things that are helping kids. Oh, they're doing such great things. These people cannot get over the fact that people didn't go along with their narrative. And I think even the WHO today has new recommendations on if these products should be used by kids. I think today they have new. So who's right? Who's right? A reporter asked RFK Jr. about his stance on these wonderful products that are doing so much good for so many people. And he said back to the reporter, fired right back. Okay, so tell me where I'm wrong. Because you know why he can do that? Because none of these reporters have done any real investigative journalism. All they've done is toe the line for big pharmaceutical companies. That's all they've done. That's all they know how to do. They're paid to do it. In fact, the people they work for are paid by these companies. I mean, I can't watch any kind of Roku streamed platform that has commercials in it for very long without getting back-to-back commercials for certain products that you need to buy. If you have some kind of ailment, there is a pharmaceutical product that is going to save you. Don't try to live a healthy lifestyle. Don't exercise. Don't stop eating food with all the chemicals. Don't stop with all the plastics that are supposedly causing problems. And maybe one of the reasons why we have this new trans thing going on, because the plastic itself has chemicals in it, estrogen creating chemicals, and it's also causing a lot of other problems. And nobody wants to investigate this stuff. This is supposed to be the most ignorant place to be, is in America in the year 2023. This is truly ignorance is bliss. And a guy comes along. Look, I don't know where Robert F. Kennedy stands on things like abortion, but I was listening to a couple of shows that are open to a Robert F. Kennedy Jr. candidacy. And he put some statements on Twitter that were absolutely spot on. I mean, everything he says about the war in Ukraine, government power. I mean, do all these people at places like Vanity Fair, are they all just control agents? Are they paid? This Caleb guy, is he paid every day to just spew propaganda? And they wonder why, people don't buy the fact that if Russia has an opinion on something, that it's not propaganda, it's their opinion. Whereas we literally put out propaganda against our own citizens. Robert F. Kennedy, who lost his father and his uncle and thinks it's a conspiracy. And it's pretty much out there, especially when it comes to his uncle, that it was a conspiracy. But hey, it's, how many years later? It's 60 years later. Who cares, right? Just one of the most beloved presidents in the history of the country. Who cares? He was on to, the military-industrial complex, probably kept us from going nuclear with the Soviet Union at the time. Probably did those things, but certainly wasn't in control of the government. Lyndon Johnson, though, he was, right? He was in control. It's unbelievable what happened to these two men who were in his family, his father, okay? And he's running for president. I mean, he better have a good security detail. If they go after him in that regard, it's game over. It's just so game over it's bad enough what they're doing to Trump, and I don't even like everything about Trump. By the way, for those of you who like making comments about Scott Ritter and what he said about Trump, I'm not going to post hey, if you're not going to say, this is my new standard for comments on the channel. If you're not going to say something decent, it's not going to get posted. All right. That's how I'm doing it. It's my channel. And if you don't like it, go listen or go watch something else, man. Just do it. But hey, would I have to register as a Democrat in Florida? I think I had this conversation with my friend Charles. Yeah. Me and my wife, we've already been talking about this. You know why I do it? Because RFK Jr. is so good on some big issues. I'm pro-life. Most likely he's not, which sucks. But as far as him going up against the military-industrial complex, and I think he would probably have a nuanced view on pretty much every issue on the planet. He's definitely for saving kids' lives. So I think he'd have to admit that maybe we should, pull back on some of the more extreme views that are out there on pretty much any topic which involves, a very strongly debated moral issue like abortion. But I hate to say it like this, but I'm not really that worried about that issue compared to all the other things going on. The states are deciding what they think is best on that issue. And I agree with that. I think that's more in line with the Constitution, and let each state fashion their own rules and laws for it. As far as my house, me and my house, we're against it. And we can support people who are against it, and we can not support people who love it and are for it. It's like drinking Bud Light these days. If you don't want to drink Bud Light, man, what a disaster that was. Anyway, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is in the race. He's in the race. And apparently it's because of Steve Bannon, according to Vanity Fair. I wouldn't get my political information from Vanity Fair, much like I don't get my political information from Rolling Stone, and I don't get my music information from The Economist. I think I go to get information that, matches up with what that particular publication or institution specializes in. Vanity Fair, yeah, I guess maybe they are political. Oh, well. Anyway, to go after Robert F. Kennedy this way, it's not surprising but it's just when you see it, you're like, no way, no way. He's got a tough road ahead, but I would support this guy. You know, if he is in a debate with him and Biden, now I know he's going to have some communication skills problems because of his larynx and his voice box and all that stuff. And maybe it just might drive people so crazy that, you know, if they start insulting him over that or going after him because of that, I mean, that's basically a disability. It's a speech impediment. It's a disability. If they start going after him, oh man, he's going to garner a lot of sympathy from people. And the fact that he unites people on the left and the right, it's everybody's worst nightmare. As soon as the progressive, old school left gets together with the new populist right, it's kind of game over. It's just game over. And Robert F. Kennedy Jr., much like Tulsi Gabbard, there are a few other people out there like Dr. Shiva would be another guy, if you know who he is. Yeah, these people could destroy the media industrial complex and the medical industrial complex and all of them, the military industrial complex. So yeah, I am very excited to see a Robert F. Kennedy Jr. campaign. The rabid, he's rabid. He's rabid. You have to put down the rabid dog. Maybe you shoot him up with a vaccine. That'll do it. Oh, man. Anyway, folks, thanks for listening. Just rambling at this point. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell if you want notifications. I'm also over on Rockfin a lot of times with this material, and my other channel called The Real Music Observer, where people make comments over on this channel about what I post over there because they don't want to join Patreon. Patreon's $1 a month, people, $1 a month, and you can comment on this stuff, comment on the other stuff. I'm getting close to just maybe banning comments over here as well. I know it doesn't help the algorithm supposedly, but you know, I really don't want to hear how badly I suck. Okay, I'm just tired of hearing it. Life is too short. I've got a wife and kids. I've got important things in my life, and I just don't need the negativity. And you know, hey, thick skin, man. Yeah, okay. You try doing that. That's why a lot of people don't do this, because it's not good for your soul what people will say about you.